ATB Resolve, Maersk, Iowa. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. I'm in a vessel at 19.8 miles on your starboard bow. I show you going down my starboard side. How you want to meet? You want to meet port to port or starboard to starboard?
Yes, sir. Let's meet port to port. I'll alter course to starboard, and we'll meet port to port.
Okay, I'll come to alter course to starboard, and so we can meet port to port.
Okay, very good. Standing by on 16.
All right, thank you. Standing by on 16.
So this is a textbook head-on situation. Two ships meeting head-on, and the rules of the road say that we both alter course to starboard. So I'll come this way, he'll come that way, and we'll meet port to port, meaning the port side of my vessel and the port side of his vessel will pass. So I'm going to alter course to starboard here and make sure we have at least a 1 mile CPA. We're still about 20 miles out, so I'm a little surprised he called this early, but it's always better to be early with decision making and course changes. I'm going to have to bump the radar up here to the 24 mile range to actually see him. You can see here, that's just a AIS overlay. We're actually not even getting a good radar feed on him yet. But I'll still come to starboard for him right now. And then when he gets closer and we get a better radar signal on him, I'll acquire him and we'll get some ARPA data. All right, so we're gonna alter course to 305 and meet this guy port to port. So 305. So we can still get AIS target information. You can see the AIS is saying our CPA is 1.63 miles. So this is a ATB articulated tug barge. It's a tugboat that kind of clips into the stern of a barge, and it makes kind of a rigid 209 meter vessel. All right, so here's that ATB Resolve that we're turning starboard for. Click on it and we're gonna get some target data for it. Now the ARPA, it takes a few moments for the ARPA, which is the automated radar plotting aid. It takes a few moments for it to build data on the target there and calculate out its course over ground, speed over ground, CPA, time of CPA, bow crossing range, and bow crossing time. The only thing it can give you right away is its bearing and range. So we'll let that stabilize for a few moments and then come back and get the data on it. Okay, now that the ARPA data has stabilized, let's take a look at what all these numbers mean. So bearing 286, that's the bearing from our ship to that ship. I just put up what's called a EBL, electronic bearing line. So you can use this little wheel here and move it around just to take quick bearings of things. We also have VRMs, which is a ring like that you can set it to a distance, and you can move that in and out to get ranges. TCOG, that's true course over ground. So that's the course that this vessel is making over the ground. It's true speed over ground, SOG, speed over ground, so it's doing 12.2 knots. The CPA is the closest point of approach. That means at the closest point that it's going to come to us, it'll be 4.2 nautical miles away from us. And the TCPA is the time of the closest point of approach. So that means in about 22 minutes, it'll be 4.2 nautical miles away from us. The BCR is the bow crossing range. So since he's not actually going to be crossing our bow, that's why this is saying 143 nautical miles. And it's kind of coming up with a wacky time here. So on our present courses, this means that the ATB Resolve would have crossed our bow at around 143 nautical miles over 100 minutes ago. Let's say this is a crossing situation though. That could be useful for knowing at what range it'll actually be crossing our bow. So with this CPA of 4 nautical miles, we have well more than enough room to safely get around him. The guidelines on this ship are to keep CPAs along the coast here at least 1 nautical mile, And then when we're out in the open ocean, we try to keep at least 2 miles. All right, now that we're past this ATB here, we're coming back to port here and coming back to our original course. So we're steering 293, which will get us back to our next waypoint. All right, so we're in a crossing situation with Norwegian Gem. That's this target right here. You can see him on the Ectus as well. It's a cruise ship. Norwegian Gem. Let's see. There it is visually. Probably hard to tell on the camera. I just hailed them on the VHF radio just to make sure that they were maintaining their course. They're just leaving Miami, and in this situation, since they're the vessel to starboard, we are the giveaway vessel. They're the stand-on vessel, which is why we're currently altering course to starboard, and we'll be crossing their stern while maintaining a CPA of at least 1 mile. So they're target 29. Let's see their information here. So plenty of CPA here. Looks like they also sped up. You know, normally the stand-on vessels aren't supposed to be changing their course and speed, but they were still speeding up coming out of port there. And I was able to talk to them on the VHF radio and agree upon a passing plan here. So the navigation rules of the road say to make a early and ample course change. Early, we were 10 miles out, so I'd say that's pretty early. And ample, we did a 15-degree course change to starboard. That way it's easy for them to look at us and they can see a big change in our aspects of our masthead lights and side lights. And when they look at our Ectus heading and our course over ground, it's very apparent to them that we made a course change to starboard. If you make just a small course change, just a couple degrees, that's not very ample. Doesn't show them that was an intentional thing. It could just be the ship yawned in the sea conditions. So again, early and ample is the main thing here. You can see the cruise ship now is just about dead ahead. So once it's safely across us, we'll start slowly coming back to our original course.